Hello everyone, and welcome to another Top 5 Records video. Today I just received the new album from Willie Nelson, and it's called The Border. Now, what's so special about the new Willie Nelson album? It's his 75th studio album, and he is now 91 years old, and that leads to the following question. Can an artist, any artist, still be inspired when they are 91 years old and when they are working on their 75th studio album? Well, short answer, yes. The longer answer will be the rest of this video. I am just, first of all, amazed by the way Willie Nelson sounds here. It starts out with the first song, The Border. The Border tells the story of somebody living and working near, I believe, the Mexican Texas border. And this is a story clearly, it's a song really written as a story, as a character piece, and it has a lot of elements of someone's life, and even to a certain degree, someone's morality. Now, Willie Nelson approaches this song in a very interesting manner. He is actually acting it out. His voice sounds deeper than I have ever heard before, and it's as if he is jumping into the character. And that might turn out bad, when a singer starts acting. Um, it might devalue the believability. Not in Willie Nelson's case. He is brilliantly performing. He's taking the effort of going to a different um, frequency in his voice, but somehow he controls that deep low quality. It's really good. And the other thing I immediately noticed is the production, and I was so happy with this production. Now, I'm a country fan, but I do not listen to a lot of country after the 90s. So with the 90s starting, there are obviously very good albums. There are a lot of good albums, but the main production becomes more slick, more trying to be radio friendly. There's something in the mainstream of the country that changes. That makes me not always interested in the way it sounds. I like a more direct approach, like you had in the 60s, 70s. This album is produced by Buddy Cannon, and Buddy Cannon understands the way Willie Nelson sounds. He has the most gorgeous production on his voice. Very direct, very detailed. And Willie Nelson's voice carries it on. On the other end, he knows where to put the other artists and the other instruments for a good atmosphere. For example, one of the old classics in Willie Nelson's band and Willie Nelson and the Family is Mickey Raphael. Mickey Raphael plays the harmonica. And somehow, to me, that harmonica sounds like the landscape. It's a soundscape that works as a landscape. It's a passing harmonica that passes through the record like the wind through the prairie. And it is so authentic. It's so good. And it's pretty good without ever becoming Willie Nelson wanting to sound like the old Willie Nelson. Willie Nelson knows he's aging, but he is calm, controlled, and finding the right songs and the right stories to tell right now. Another thing that I really love about this album is Trigger. I think a lot of the Willie Nelson fans already know what I'm talking about. Trigger is the guitar Willie Nelson played since, I believe, 1969. And Willie Nelson is very focused on the way he sounds. He knows how to capture and control that Willie Nelson sound without ever becoming a copy of Willie Nelson. He never becomes a Willie Nelson tribute artist. Some artists do that. Willie Nelson not. He remains very true to himself. And that sound, I mean, that Django Reinhardt style playing that you can hear on this album, that is so unique in Willie Nelson's world, in his music. This album actually has an ode to that on the inner sleeve. Trigger with its hole. And that hole is there because it's part of the sound. Now I love that. That's an incredible element of authenticity. As a matter of fact, this record sounds good. This pressing, I've got the European pressing. It sounds very good, very detailed. It doesn't sound like a typical production or pressing of this time. It's as if, in the tradition of the 70s albums, Nelson has aged. And it's still relevant, it's still current day, but still an authentic, good sounding production. There's this one gorgeous song, Hank's Guitar. I love the opening track, The Border, but the second song on side B, Hank's Guitar, it almost draws tears to my eyes. I believe it's about Hank Williams, of course, and that is one of the highlights of this album. After Hank's Guitar, there's this song, Made in Texas, and I'm not sure if that should have been on the album. It's a little bit too upbeat, um, too out of tune with the rest of the record. It's not a bad song, and I think although it's even a light, more light-hearted, more upbeat song, Nelson is vocally nailing it. But I'm not sure if that should have been on the album. Besides that, this is good. It's really good country. It's really authentic and really enjoying listening to it. So I'm curious, what do you think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Leave a comment below, and I'll see you in my next video.